from women when I get to talk to them privately. Usually it's because they're not being treated well. Their partners are mean.
Yeah, and who wants to have sex with someone who's mean?
They're condescending, and they're disrespectful, and they're snarky and moody and unpredictable.
They're basically
and
not
you
really
live with somebody that for a while, you don't feel very amorous toward them.
Yeah, and I think in terms of what I know about some of the relationships that my friends have, I think it's accurate. Is that the kitty? She needs to have a man. She is like howling. Buddy's here. He's howling too.
You gotta pat her. Go take care of the cat.
Go pet your pussy, Mark.
Take care of that. Take care of my kitty, would you?
Yeah. It's scary if you walk in and see what Mark's doing with the cat. Oh man.
So I think if guys turn to porn to get their mojo back, that's not going to work for women.
No, and it's not
if they want to have sex with women.
And we don't have anything against porn because porn is fun, but it's not going to give you that intimacy that you might get from a woman.
Right, and you're not going to get feedback, on what kind of lover you are, how attentive you are, how gentle, how you touch. One of the classes that I teach is about teaching our partners how we want to be touched. Because I've been teaching touch, sort of whatever, in yoga, massage, all kinds of things for years. And I would have couples in yoga classes. I'd have people partner up. And I would watch how men would touch women, just in general. And oh my God, most of them were so rough.
Real, yeah. I mean, that. I think because they see it on porn.
Right.
Ooh, right. No, that's not what I want.
Right. So I'm saying if you're turning to porn to learn how to be a lover, you're gonna not get a second shot at most women, so to speak.
Right. So don't go getting your education from porn.
No.
Okay.
It's not educational.
Moving right along. Okay. What was I going to ask you? Gosh. I don't know.
What were you going to ask?
What else is going on in your life?
Just life here, and I've been doing more writing. I've kind of revised my website.
Good for you.
I did create a link tree.
I like Linktree.
So it's on all my social media now.
Yeah, now you don't have to go to like 10 different sources to find different stuff. You just go to Linktree.
Right, and it's great because I even have it linked to specific places in my on my website because I've got a lot of stuff going on, So it links it to, like, if you're looking for yoga videos, bing, you can go right there. But it's all in one place. So yeah. I'm hoping that'll be effective.
For sure. So we've got 16 people on right now, and they're all dying to ask questions, I'm sure. So if you just joined us, we're looking to find out where you're from, what your zodiac sign is, and any questions that you might have. I added those little two other things because it's always fun to. I actually just on my podcast this week we interviewed sex. I want to say no. I mean, she's basically an astrologer, but she talks a lot about sexual compatibility and stuff like that.
Who is that?
Who is that? Jessica, and her last name is drawing a blank about her last name, but she was excellent. She just nailed it, my chart and my son's chart, and she got us. It was really, really cool. I believe.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting.
Did any of you guys that are girls or whoever you are that is watching or listening right now, any of you guys have any strong beliefs about astrology or tarot card reading? Bill would like to know where is the best place to meet mature women. And back to the book again. This book has, like, I know there's one guy who wrote on an entire list of all the places he goes to meet older women. All of it is in this one of the chapters in Fuck Games Day Cougars book, which you can get in this softcover version or in a PDF. But the main thing that I want to tell you is there are certain places that you're going to find older women. It's different during COVID, but assuming that there was no COVID out there, I would like to tell you my fun tips for meeting older women, since we get that asked constantly. And by the way, we got asked what is the best way to start a conversation. But in terms of where to go, when I was single, I always like to go to, you have to think in the mind, like, where do older women hang out? And before COVID, we used to hang out. I used to go to, like, I like to hear music. So I would go to like a steakhouse that had like a bar with a little trio, and hang out in the bar. I know that that sounds expensive, but you don't have to order anything. You can just get like a glass of club soda and a lime, even if you don't even have to drink.
Right.
But places like that, you have to kind of get in the mind, like, where would older women hang out? Like, there used to be this club in Chicago. It was underground. I forgot the name of it, but it was all disco music, and it was all women, older women especially, dancing to disco on the dance floor. If you're a guy, you have a maid in the shade going to that club, but and they have like ladies' nights at certain clubs. They have just a lot of places like that I would recommend that you go to, where you might find like women love karaoke, women love to dance. So try to figure out in your head, like, okay, where in my town or place that I live would I think that someone over the age of 40 would go? She's not going to go to the clubbing like that you do when you're in your 20s or whatever. I don't, and you can't even talk to someone anyway. But a jazz club or some place which has like a lounge area of a hotel, those are real good places.
Yeah. And I think it's important that people stay authentic, that they don't just go hunting, that they go to places that have things that they like, that so that they actually have something in common
Right.
with the people there. So it's like, think about the things that you're interested in, and why is it that you would be drawn to somebody that's older? What are you looking for? Are you just looking for a mother or a teacher? Or are you looking for somebody that's interested in the same things you are, so you actually have something to talk about?
My guess is it's the first one.
Mother.
Mother or teacher, more so than I want to just meet someone to talk about more mature things. I think that's important and may come, at some point, but I think the initial attraction is more of like a friend that's fun.
Yeah, and I also think like your book title speaks to, I think that a lot of men, after they've played that game a few times with
Right.
younger women,
Don't like it.
especially immature younger women, they get tired of the BS. They just want to be told the truth. They just want to be asked, because they want direct conversation. They don't want to play the guessing game of what this person wants.
Right.
That's exhausting. I mean, it's fun. It's fun a couple times when
Right.
you're young too, right? It's like a dance. But then after you've done that a couple times, you're like, God, I want to cut to the chase and find out who you are and what you want.
Right.
Yeah.
And especially like older women who have maybe gone through a death or a divorce, and they're in their 40s and they're done having kids, and they don't want to have more kids, I emphasize, but they still want to have companionship and fun, especially if it's a new divorce. That's a good time to start like honing in. Because oftentimes the younger guy doesn't want a heavy duty relationship if they're like working on their career or whatever they're doing, and they're focused on something, and they don't have the time to be in a relationship, to be honest. They just want to have a companion or sexual experience that might be fun. That's when the older women, younger men are in the perfect fit.
Right. Because most women that are more mature have a lot going on. They're busy, and so they typically don't have a lot of the same kind of time that maybe a young woman might have.
So if you have any suggestions for Bill, as to where you've had success in meeting older women, write them down here.
Yes.
That club, Bill, the disco club is no longer around, but I'm sure there's something similar to that in every town. I mean, there's a lot of times there's ladies' nights at these clubs, and if you go early, I know in your head, like I remember one time I went to a club and I was walking out when my daughter and her friends were walking in. So know
Go
that
early.
if you want, you got to go early. You're not going to meet someone at 2 o'clock in the morning typically. 'Cause it's
I
not
saw
when
a great meme yesterday that said, if somebody over 40 is out after 9 p.m., they took a nap that day.
that's true. That you could get lucky and hope that she might have taken a nap that day.
Tell her to take a nap. So somebody wants to know if where to is the best lifestyle swinger cruise or holiday destination. Well, Stephen, I'm a big fan of hedonism.
You came to the right place, Stephen.
Yeah, he does like the most life freeing experience I've ever had. It was a game changer in every aspect of my life. In a
Look at the
positive
glow
way.
she has right now. She's just positively glowing.
Yeah, I mean, I had my reawakening at Hedo, and almost 16 years ago.
Everybody needs a reawakening, guys.
Yeah.
Mrs. Elvis in the house. How you doing there? Bill said, I meet them and then they decide they're not ready and I don't hear back from them. And am I doing something wrong? Bill,
Not ready for what?
I don't know. But you know what, Bill? It's a numbers game. If they're not ready, that means they're probably just like giving you some BS excuse or whatever. I don't necessarily think they're, unless you are looking for like a relationship and they're not, you got to be on the same page. You just want companionship and they're saying they're not ready for that. Well, they may not be into it. They may not be it may be like it's like a job interview. You go on the job interview, you have to let it go as soon as you're done with the interview. Because if you're sitting there thinking, "Oh, well, what didn't they like about me?" Well, it could be that you didn't have the right color eyes. If it could be that you didn't have one thing that they're looking for. You never know what people are looking for. You just have to let it go the next day.
I was talking to someone the other day about ghosting.
Oh.
And
horrible.
they were saying, ghosting, I don't have closure. And I went, no, you do. Ghosting is closure.
That's the closure you're looking for.
Yeah, it's like, that means that they're not interested anymore.
Right.
That's all the closure you need. It's them not being interested. It's not about you. It's just you two weren't a match.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And you know what? It'll better that you know it quick and easy and early than later on.
Yeah. And sometimes if you're the one doing the ghosting, and I'm not a big fan of ghosting, I think there are other ways that you can handle that. But if you're the ghoster,
I think it's so sad when you do that, and I really don't respect people who do that. But not everybody's mentally mature,
right?
And it is easier to not answer the phone than it is to have a conversation that might possibly be responsible for hurting their feelings. Nobody wants to hurt anybody's feelings. They don't realize ghosting is way worse than hurting someone's feelings.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would just like to be told, I just don't see us as a match,
right?
And I wish you well.
I think men in general,
you didn't do anything wrong. I just don't feel it. And that's okay. I think that lets people off the hook, actually, to be a little bit, to be more honest with them. Then they don't waste a lot of time trying to figure out why the hell you haven't called.
Exactly.
Right?
All right. We're live on TikTok now. I'm live on YouTube, and we're live on Instagram. Go. So, if you're joining us on TikTok right now, why is it doing that weird thing? Ask us some questions. We're looking for people that have questions, especially about dating, relationships, love, astrology, peace on earth, goodwill towards men, whatever it is.
Okay. So I have another question that I'm going to, because everybody here on the show, we're going to be taking a little commercial break, and then we're going to be switching over to Karen's platform.
Okay.
You'll be able to find us both if you just hang in there.
Okay.
We'll be back in a minute.
But whatever question,
leave you with this question.
Wait, if the question has anything that I might be kicked off TikTok for, use vegetables.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
The question is, what are some of the best topics of conversations that work well with cougars? So
Topics of
I'm going to let you
conversation.
think about that, and then we're going to answer it on Karen. So to get that answer, you got to follow us.
Oh,
Meanwhile, we have badges still turned on here.
badges.
You can find me on my website. If you go to the link tree in my bio right here on Instagram, it'll take you all over the place to where I am. I've got a little secret project going on, so you may want to stay tuned for that.
All right. Before we go to Instagram, someone on TikTok named Track said, shaved, trimmed, or natural. I think they're thinking of a beard.
Beards?
Beards.
Beards on your face?
I hope so, because otherwise I'm going to get in trouble. So let's just stick with
I
beard.
like on the face. I like shaved or trimmed,
I like the 5 o'clock shadow,
but trimmed.
but trimmed. That's it is, the 5 o'clock shadow. What do you guys like? Okay.
Okay. So, what do you guys like? Shaved, trimmed, or natural?
Yeah. And of
or
course, we're
waxed?
talking about beards.
I mean, some people wax their faces, right?
They wax their face, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for following the host.
Okay, so we still have badges on.
We got
Karen's
badges.
gonna turn her badges on.
I got to
We're
figure
gonna
out how to.
meet over on Karen's Instagram in just a couple of minutes because
Yeah.
I gotta do some fancy footwork, or Karen can go on and I can do that, and
All
I'll
right.
meet you over there.
Oh yeah, I know about
So-
your fancy foot.
Go to
Full on beard.
KarenLee Powder.
Okay, go to KarenLee. Potter it's like Potter with one T, like Harry Potter, or just look up KarenLee and you'll find me. Well, it says we're on together, so I don't think it's too hard to find me.
Incognito says I like poofy and unkempt.
That sounds so attractive. Oh, Mrs. Elf likes all of them. You know what? I do too. I just don't. Again, if someone has a beard and there's food in it, I don't like it.
Okay, this is good. So Incognito, so you're on Karen's IG. Okay. So I think there are people on both of our IGs.
All right.
We're going to come back, but Karen's going to be on top because she likes to switch it up.
I do.
So
I like
Karen,
to be
I'm going to
on
let
top.
Karen be on top for the next segment.
And you can see Buddy.
And then, but just all come back here. Just come back to where
Just
you
come
are
back.
right now.
Just come
and
back.
We'll be here.
We're gonna be here. It's gonna be flipped. All right. I'll see you in a 5. I'll see you in a minute. I like to be on top. I'm sorry. All right, here goes.
See you in a minute. Right now, and we'll be here. We're gonna be here.
All right, but you guys stay with me here on TikTok for a second, and you stay here with me. Oh man, here comes the dog. Now I gotta do this. All right. So now I gotta remember how to do live. I've already had a drink. Let's see, live. Oh, you be quiet, you. Badges. Turn on the badges. Okay. Hopefully this is going to work and I'm not going to screw something up. Oh. I have a puppy, in case you guys are wondering what that was. And he is a little scratcher. All right. Here we go. So if you're on TikTok, let's see. If you're on TikTok, it looks like our love child. What are you talking about? Good evening to Stephen and whoever else is joining me on TikTok right now. My favorite platform, to be honest with you. I just hit 60,000 followers. I was very excited about that. So please follow me on TikTok and you can get me all happy and excited. Now, so I see everybody's joined me back on, which is so nice. Thank you for coming back. And thank you on TikTok for coming back and sharing the love over here. If you have any questions, I'm going to be on with Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce in a few minutes. She's going to want to come on my Instagram and she will we will both answer questions together. I'm in Los Angeles right now. I'm waiting for Nancy to come on. There's Laura. Hi, Laura. There's A-List Incognito. How tall are you? I am 5'2". 5'2", but I'm small, but I'm mighty. Okay. Hello, Ross. How are you doing? How you doing? Laura, I miss you. I'm waiting for Nancy to come on. But anyway, what's the question here? Hi, Stephen and Bill and all the people here on TikTok. Thank you so much for all the lovely compliments. It's very nice to hear. If you hear some snacking going on in the background, that is my dog chewing on a bone. Please get her happy and excited. Yes, please get me happy and excited. I don't like to be sad and not excited. I'm still waiting here for Nancy. So if you got a question for us, write it down and we'll answer it. Hostel MGTOW, you're a foot taller than I am. What's the topic of discussion? It's whatever you guys want it to be. When I say guys, I mean guys and girls. So if you have a question for me, glad that I met you from Nina Hartley picture. Oh, that's my buddy. Be my sugar mama. You're barking up the wrong tree. What is Brandon again? Will someone tell me what that is? I keep saying that. Oh, there we go. Nancy Sutton Pierce has joined us. Now we're going to view her request and I'm going to add her. Yay, she's going to come on. She's going to be on the bottom because I like it on top. No, we just switch it up here. There she is. She's on.
Are you better? Are you feeling better being on top?
I'm a lovely human being. Thank you for saying that. Yes, I feel much better. One of my friends is on here that is back in Chicago. Her name is Laura. I don't know if she's still on, but say hi to Nancy because she's a good pal of mine.
Hello, hello, hello.
And and that's that. And Wendy's on 250's a Mind Fuck. You got to watch her show. She's on Instagram too.
Okay.
If you want to join us, Wendy, we will be happy to bring you on here.
She's gonna come in here and give us what for?
Yeah, I don't know if she can join us without one leaving though. I think you can, but I don't know how to do that.
No, we've had another person come in.
Oh, we have. Okay, Robbie's on. How you doing? Oh my God, you look like Britney Spears. Well, interestingly enough, apparently she lived in my apartment.
I don't doubt that.
How weird is that? Miss Tasty, I have wonderful news. My wife and I could date women I meet on TikTok. That's just wonderful for you. I'm so happy.
So hello, KH Crows.
I like you too.
Gotcha.
I like when people bring their wives on too. I'm a balling though. She liked it. We are trying to make our relationship get spicy here. That's good.
Good.
My dad is a psychopath. What do I do? Now that's a question. That is a good question.
What was the question?
His dad is a psychopath. What does he do?
I would go talk to a psychologist and find out how to handle a psychopath father.
Yeah, you got to get some help with that one because we couldn't really tell you what to do about that. That's kind of scary.
Get some help.
Yeah, so hopefully you'll get some help with that. You look so mesmerizing. Thank you. That's very mesmerizing.
You got it going, girl.
I don't even know. I didn't even wash my hair today. Oh, you requested. Wendy requested to be on. I got to figure out I got to get it on there. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what this threesome is going to look like.
Oh yeah, we're getting a threesome going on Instagram right now. Let's see. Oh, she's on.
That works out good.
Wendy, meet Nancy. Nancy, meet Wendy.
Hi, Nancy. You guys, I'm sorry I don't look as beautiful as you today. Is my workout day and my paperwork day at work.
So. You look beautiful anyway.
So, Wendy, what's your show?
Well, well, Karen knows this. Mine's 50s and Mindfuck, and it basically talks about the nuances being 50 or lack thereof, and then some. And it's sort of ebbing and flowing. I'm in process of reigniting. I'll blame it on COVID with everything else, but I'm trying to do some podcasts again. I have a podcast. There's only, I think, 7 episodes. They've had pretty good traction, but I just talk about like the poop of nobody warns us. Maybe rightfully so. Nobody warns us, and we're hit with
the sandwich. You described it as a sandwich era. When you're like,
okay, so,
are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I am. So sandwich is just one of the arms of being our my age. And I know Karen, I've talked about she's she said to me, "Gosh, you think 50's a mind fuck, 60's a mind fuck, but
60
in a
is
good way
definitely
too."
a fucking mind fuck.
So sandwich is when you have a parent that you are sort of, whether you're taking care of one or in charge of one, or whatever. Mine lives independently, but she's stressful, and have children still at home.
Right,
so you're a
right.
sandwich. Or like I have a spouse who is needy, and I also have a full career. That's a quadruple decker sandwich.
Ooh,
Right.
yeah.
And you find time to do TikTok videos, which is, of course, is my main way of how I met you. Nancy, just so you know,
Yes, and I have to say, go ahead. Sorry.
No, Nancy, I don't know if I told you this, but I was in Arizona and I just randomly texted Wendy and I'm like, we have to meet. And she literally came over and met me at my hotel. And it was like, we were like running. I wish someone videotaped it. We were like, whoa! We were so
That's so
excited
cool.
to actually meet each other in person. And
I was not going to let that pass because I was with clients and I was like, I'm coming down.
can you believe that? It was so sweet. And here's the deal. When you're on social media, everybody likes to complain and hate on TikTok and hate on Instagram and everything else, but it brought me to you, and actually me and Nancy met on social media as well. If we didn't have this, we wouldn't be able to meet people that are like-minded throughout the world. You're stuck with whoever's in your vicinity, which
Right. God help us.
yeah.
Actually, that's a really, really good comment because, like, the people that we hang out with the most, not everybody has the same mindset as you guys know. Nancy, I'd love to know more about you, but for us to find people that are like-minded, whether we're super sexually open or we're willing to talk about the underbelly of whatever it is that we're going through, right?
Right.
And most of the stuff is so contrived or so I don't know anybody that, well, except Karen, that really speaks about the like it is, you know.
You speak it like it is. You do. She does. And you, when you meet Nancy, she speaks it like it is too. You know, you guys, I love the fact that people are following us. Follow all of us because we all are very like-minded. Nancy and I are kindred spirits. We're 2 days apart in our zodiac sign. What's your zodiac sign, Wendy?
Oh my God, surprise, I'm a Leo.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, Nancy, I want to hear, I could do a little research. I just kind of grabbed into this, but can you share with me a little bit about you?
Yeah, but,
Sure.
but use different terminology because they're going to kick me off TikTok.
Okay. So I have a doctorate in human sexuality.
I told you don't use those words.
Oh, you can't use that word, sexual. You can't use that.
No, shush.
Humanality.
Right, rhymes with schmexuality.
Yes. But my background is eclectic. I started off as a nurse and then a diabetes nurse specialist, and then I moved into yoga therapy. And I've written for online news magazines, and I've had my own radio talk show for 10 years. And I travel the world teaching. I create exotic retreats for women and those who adore them. And it's all, I have 5 grandkids, 4 of them are girls. And so I'm a huge women's advocate for empowerment and self-appreciation and strong voices and not putting up with any crapola. So that's kind of, and so meeting Karen, we're like, yeah, we're taking the world. We're kind of making change.
You guys, don't you find to like be ironic and frustrating and wonderful that it takes us 50 years or so to go, oh yeah, this is what I want. Like,
yeah.
I think I hear the thing as far as your schmexuality, but like, it's fascinating to me that it's taken me that long to go, yeah, I want this.
But Wendy,
right?
you got that. You got it, Wendy. I would say, oh my God, except for maybe I would say 25% of my friends have got it, and the rest are still in that phase of worrying about what other people think. I don't give a fuck what people think. I'm so over what people think.
Except TikTok.
Well,
TikTok, I just don't
TikTok
wanna be-
was its own private island for a little bit.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to bleed a little bit into our real world. And there is some, Karen and I have talked about, it's monetization, right?
Yeah,
All about money, always.
It is definitely, there's a lot going on. We've noticed that if you've got a lot of following, you can get away with a lot more shit than with us. Even though I just hit 60,000, yay, followers, and you have
Right.
like 90,000 or 100,000. I don't know how many you got. So, we're what I think is very atypical of TikTok. We're older. And society has said once you reach a certain age, all you should do is knit, which is what I'm looking at even in the stream here on TikTok right now. Grandma.
Yeah. Gross. But you know what? That's okay. And that's okay because I can't say that when I get those comments, I can't say that I wouldn't when I was whatever age before. I think, Nancy, one of the things that I really, really am teetering towards is changing the conversation on aging and ageism, because there's, it's just not what it used to be. We're not our grandma's grandmas. We're not our mother's grandmas. And there is, I'd like to say that, like, yeah, I would look at somebody, sometimes look at men my age and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Have you gone to your high school reunions lately? Woo.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing is, any high school reunion you go and the women look better and the guys are like it's like they give up,
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, and I can say to you guys with truth and honesty, my husband is like that, and we've talked about it. That's not uncommon. He was an ex-athlete. That's the difference, and that's a really huge question mark for me. Like, we get better and stronger. Like, we're supernovas all of a sudden, right?
Right.
And then the men, I have friends that are single or are widows, and they're like, really? When they go on the sites.
Yeah. But I have to say, this one of my long-term friends, Anthony, I think that's who I'm thinking of, says not all men are like that, and I agree. And the guys that are over 50 that are taking care of themselves, that dress, that clean, that at least make an effort to stay vibrant and interesting, they got a corner on the market because they're a rare commodity. So they need to shine. And, women have been criticized forever for losing their youth. I watched a compilation of one of those networks that doesn't ever tell the truth talk about women. And I think it was Geraldo Rivera was videoed saying women, the only thing they have going for them is their youth. And when they lose their youth, they lose their value. And it's like,
well, I have news for him. His nose has gotten bigger, so go ahead.
It's like, oh my God. So I think women have had that pressure, and whether it's good or bad, but we also understand that if we take care of ourselves, we feel better, we have more energy, we think more clearly, we feel more confident, we feel more interested in life, and we feel more engaged. And it has nothing to do with what we're putting out to get something. It's what we have to give.
Definitely. And we have time now to do those things. Whereas before, we were, well, we've talked about the sandwich now, but before we were my girlfriend and I talk a lot about how we were knee deep in raising our children,
right,
and our professions, and building our homes and our marriages. And, now we have a little more time on our hands. We're all still working and busy, but now we're like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. We're more discerning, where I think that's a beautiful gift in a way.
Right.
Yeah. I became a grandmother at 44.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
That was a pivotal moment in my life to go, okay, oh my God, what does that mean?
Dominic?
Because nobody prepared me for that, because my mom was a much older grandmother. And so I thought that I had a role that I had to fill. And so for a couple of years, the first 2 years of being a grandmother, I really lost my sex drive, my energy, my vitality.
But you made up for it now.
Huh?
I say you made up for it. You definitely made up for
last time. Yeah.
I can say that.
Then I had a reawakening and realized that I could be a grandmother, and I could be a yogini, and I could be a sex goddess too.
Sure. An eggplant goddess.
A Shrek's goddess.
It's so funny because when we talk about, I'd love to know, again, we'll go back to like you had said what you do, but the schmexuality part of it is like something I've never experienced in my life until now.
It is crazy. These people still on TikTok are going, pull down your straps. And they're just like, still like,
Okay. It's okay. They don't know. Okay.
I think because we've been such a youth-oriented culture, and all marketing drives toward youth, preservation of youth, that people that are young right now are scared to death of getting older. And so they look at us with fear, not with, hey, look, we're living our best lives. We're having the best schmecks. We're in charge of our lives. We're confident. We're moving and shaking. We're creating. We're earning. We're growing. We're learning. We're doing all these things more than we did when we were in our 20s. Mm-hmm. So you should be viewing us as role models. We should be giving you confidence that, honey, you're just starting.
Yeah. Oh, honey, you're just starting. Yeah. I mean, that's like it, but you can't, there's no way you can understand it till you know it, till you see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know it till you know it.
100% the key. Yeah. Unless you experience it for whatever reason. And sometimes it takes, for me, it was a tragedy, but sometimes it takes something to jolt you into thinking, hey, life is short. What am I waiting for? Even in COVID, I mean, COVID kind of like brought everybody on the equal playing field. And then you realize, like, wait, what am I doing? I'm in a job I don't like. I'm going through routines I don't like. I'm with partners I don't like. Why don't I make some changes? And I think that's what I find is the positive thing that happened with COVID.
Yeah. There's a book, you guys, that won't apply to us, but I will tell you, I read it. And I will say it was life-changing. It's called Girls and Sex. If any of you guys watching, schmeck. Any of you guys it's very, very fascinating how we are taught as women, or not taught. We just lay back and take it. And it's a very fascinating, if you have audiobooks, fascinating. And it speaks to young boys too, but that when I listened to that book, I'm not even sure how I got into it, but because I bought my first
eggplant that moves.
Schmildo. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was nervous.
Wendy, I should have been friends with you like 20 years ago, because this is something I'm very familiar with and have given out as gifts since I was in college. Everybody needs an eggplant.
We're going shopping.
Go shopping. I can help you out with this at another time when we're not on TikTok, because it's only a matter of time till the gods at B decide to say, oh, she's talking about eggplants. We got to stop. Bye.
And know those.
Yeah.
You guys, but think about like how totally ridiculous that is.
It is so ridiculous. Don't even get me started, okay? Because it's so inequitable. But it's wasting like negative energy, and we don't need that stuff. We don't need it. The most important thing is I love to connect people together. And we can all learn from each other. And I'm so happy that you joined us here, Wendy, because
Thank you.
this has been
Yeah,
so
me
fun.
too. I appreciate you guys letting me kind of glom on. And Nancy, I don't know if you're on Schmick Schmock or if you're on. We can connect for sure.
Yes, and you can just follow me here and connect with me. I am a voyeur on Schmick Schmock.
I'm a drive buyer too because I got so much fun. Check out. Girls, go do your thing. I love and kisses to you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I look forward to doing some more.
Give me your address.
Talks with you.
Yes.
Wendy, you need to send me your address so I can send you the book.
Okay, I will message you my address, and I'm going to talk to the Cougar Guide.
A Cougar's Guide.
I'm a Jack buyer, sorry.
It's backwards. A Cougar's Guide to getting your ass back out there. I'm going to send you a free copy. Yeah, another one. Fuck Games Day, Cougars. It's something. It's something for everyone.
Wait a minute. We have to address this. This guy says it's interesting as a guy. I never knew of that. However, we all hated that in women, especially those who never even masturbated.
Wait, Melvin, can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, what did you hate?
So, if he does respond, Nancy, when I got my first
eggplant,
with batteries in it, I was so nervous, and I went into the store, and she goes, "Do you want a Schmitterol or a Schnazzenol?" I go, "What?" I anyway, it was a whole new world for me, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And I think there's a lot of women. I have many of my friends are like, "I don't have one." I'm like,
I can't believe it. It's so sad. It's like,
how do you survive without them?
I don't know. By yourself or with a partner, it's important to have one, or in my case, 20.
Girl, so my husband, I was at the time. My husband goes, and I had it, and I shared it with him, and
it's game changer.
It bummed him out. It bummed him out. He was like,
well, he's bummed out for the same reason that men get bummed out when you say, "I like lube." They don't want to think that somehow it affects their masculinity to think that you might, quote unquote, need to have an eggplant or need to have some extra lube oil for your car. I mean, I don't know why.
Well, I think this just speaks to the fact that just like girls have been indoctrinated about their schmexuality,
right,
so have boys. And
Absolutely.
Boys were taught that it was all about them
and their eggplant,
their eggplant, their performance, and that it wasn't about her at all. So they didn't even know what a schmitteress was.
Okay, Melvin's back, Nancy.
Melvin, okay, what did Melvin say? What I was saying, totally love to use them on her.
Okay.
Nice.
And I would definitely talk to, and our topic could be next week about using it in general and how important it is, and how your life can change for the better when you add enhancements. There's so many things you can do to make your schmeck's life be much better, and why wouldn't you do it? I mean, it doesn't mean that you're not a good lover if you have eggplant in the bedroom.
Well, here's the deal.
Thank you.
Nobody, whether you're a woman or a young lady or a young man, teaches you how to do that. We're just told by Schmorn or our friends, right, what it's supposed to be. And that goes back to that book that we talked a little bit about, that Nancy, you mentioned, how we are conditioned as women to just, like, literally, it's like, "Hi, Wendy, how are you?" And I kiss on the head at the end. And
I'm so glad you're.
They just like to grab the back of your head for some reason. I don't know why.
Because I learned it from Shorn. State on TikTok, State of the Spirit, saying you really have to think about the spiritual implications. What does that mean? What does that mean? I have to think about the spiritual implications of using an eggplant? I mean, I don't think it's going to affect my spirit at all.
No, I think Jesus gave us these things for a reason, right?
Schmeezus.
Schmeezus gave us eggplants. They gave us clams. There's a reason when we like to use them.
Right. Right.
And that's one of the main reasons.
And your hand can get tired.
Yes, that's 100%. And one of the main reasons that I think younger men like older women is because older women are not afraid to bring them out.
Right. Right.
You know, and the younger women are like,
or more confident in their whatever.
Yes.
If men only knew, boys and men, young men, if only knew that the more schmorgasms a woman was having, the more she's going to want to have more schmorgasms.
Yes, nothing like a good schmorgasm.
Or some more.
Or some more. Some more schmor.
Right. Totally. All right, girls, I'm going to let you finish up.
Okay.
So
Thanks
nice.
for coming
Thank
in. We
you,
look forward
Wendy.
to more of this. We
Yeah.
Sure.
We do this every Thursday night. So join Thursday if you're around.
Okay.
And if not, and definitely message me your address and I'll send you the book.
Peace, love, and fairy dust.
Yes.
And schmorgasms.
Yes.
Lots of them.
Bye. Oh, that's awesome. She's great.
I knew you like Wendy. So
Yeah.
you guys should definitely follow
Arizona.
her. She's in Arizona. Definitely follow her. She's great. 50 is a Mindfuck is her TikTok handle.
Okay.
And I think she's also on Instagram as well.
All right. So did you come up with any topics of conversation for especially that Cougars like?
Oh, conversation topics.
Did you address that in your book?
Yes.
And Karen's badges are on, by the way, y'all.
Yeah, you guys send some badges on Instagram. Can you put the strap down? No, I cannot put the strap down. The strap is staying up, Nathaniel, because you are not in a strip club right now. You are in a respectable TikTok chat.
He doesn't get to decide what you do to shut the F up.
Okay, that's what we're talking about. Why? I just explained to you why. Okay, eating a sheep dinner. Mr. Bean, how are you? Nathaniel, if you go someplace that caters to whatever you want and you pay for it, that's fine. No one's going to judge you. But you come in here, you have to be respectful. You have to treat us the same way you treat any stranger in an elevator. You would never go up to a stranger in an elevator and tell her to pull her straps down, would you? I wouldn't. I would think that's rude.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear you're eating a sheep dinner.
Oh my God. Okay, so let's come back to topics.
Yeah, and TikTok doesn't let you do that because I don't even understand why am I having this conversation with this guy?
Yeah, all right. Just ignore it. Maybe I'll go away.
Okay. Anyway, what was yours? You want to play? What can people talk about? What can younger guys talk about to older women? There is a whole chapter in this book about starting conversations. The main thing I think everyone needs to realize is that older women are not like some weird rare bird or something. They're just people who've gone through more miles than the younger women. But truthfully, if you have something to offer, like I remember like meeting this younger guy and he wanted to talk to me about music, alternative music, and I liked the same music he did. And at first I was like, I'm not going to talk to this guy because he's so much younger than me. But then I'm like, wait, he has something to say. It was an interesting conversation. Why wouldn't I continue it? So, yeah, I mean, those are some of the things I would do. I don't know.
One of the worst things to do is to just talk about yourself incessantly without giving a break.
Yeah,
and not paying attention to anything that the other person's saying.
Yeah, really be a good listener. That's the best advice I could tell you to do as far as meeting anybody, like for business or for friendships or for a relationship. The best way is to listen. If you're a good listener, like that's why I always say date a bartender. Bartenders are great at listening.
Hairstylists, bartenders,
hairstylists. Never thought about that.
Yeah. So being a good listener and then knowing how to listen well enough that you can ask interesting questions that engage the conversation.
Right.
So that then they'll ask you questions back. But just talking and talking and talking. People that are nervous oftentimes just talk about themselves rather than finding out more about the other person.
Absolutely. Mike's asking, I met a pretty 40-year-old. She invited me over to her home. I don't know if I should go or wait till our third date. where, I mean, you can go to her home and have nothing happen. So, I mean,
Right.
I would just do what you feel in your gut says you should do.
Right.
Thank you for sending likes.
We like badges too.
And if you're on my Instagram, you can send us badges. Badges?
Yeah.
We love stinking badges. Yeah, so and there are no rules out there, by the way. It all depends on how you feel. I would say, like, don't rush into anything if you don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, and I think going to a person's house is not an open invitation to attack them or to be schmexual with them.
Don't be
So,
mean. Yeah.
but it might be just easier to have conversation.
It might be because you don't have all the distractions. I see
Right.
no problem with Mike if you go over to her house. Um, Here, Mrs. Elves giving some ideas. On a first date, talk about what you love, your hobbies, your dreams, and not about your story, your past, your problems, and or exes. Don't
Right.
talk negative about your exes, no matter what. It was such a huge turnoff for me when I was single to hear people like totally call their exes every name in the book, the mother of their children. This is the way they're talking about them. I don't want to have anything to do with them. I had another
Yeah.
guy who once said to me, "I'm waiting for my father to die so I can inherit his company." That was a turnoff too.
Yeah,
Mike,
sometimes there is too much information to share.
AWUP. Guys have a lot of the same pressure of getting older too, but I'm really glad that you guys are doing everything you can to change that image for everybody. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think getting old, your body is not as comfortable as it was when you were younger. But other than that, the advantages of having all these years of experience is awesome.
And I think the thing for me that makes the biggest difference in whether I'm drawn to someone on any level is how interested they are in life.
Interested in life.
Yeah, just interested. They're interested in what's happening in the news. They're interested in what's happening
Right.
with our globe, with our world. They're interested in what's happening in music. They're interested.
Curiosity.
They're engaged.
Yeah.
That's a human turn on. It's people that are bored, who complain about the boring, or who just complain about everything. Those are not fun people to be around.
No. Nobody wants to
So
be
if
around
you find
a Deborah
yourself
Downer.
complaining, I just said this to someone the other day.
Thank you.
You can find out what a person wants by listening to what they complain about they don't have.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that on your Instagram.
So what I say is learn from that. Instead of just bitching, speak to what you want. Right. Ask for what you want.
It's easier.
State what you want.
Right. And we don't want to hear the negativity. If you're that's another thing, by the way. So when you're walking up, you're meeting someone for the first time, if you're a downer, no one wants to be around you. So try to be a positive, uplifting spirit, and then that will bring people to you. It's like a magnet. Let's see. Do you believe people experience an age crisis for the first time when they turn 30, and after that, every time we enter a new decade? Mrs. Elves says, "Is it getting better or worse dealing with aging as time passes by?" I think it's getting better about aging because I know, like, my parents' generation was like, all you're good for is knitting and staying home and talking about your grandchild. So I think it's getting better. Do you feel like it's getting better in general?
I think we're making it better.
Me and you?
I think our generation, those of us who are staying connected to social media, to kind of what the big changes are that are happening, that we're staying involved in that. I think we're making it better. I think those who slip back and disconnect from the world and what's happening, those are the people that we become afraid of. Right. Because those people seem unhappy and seem like they're just waiting to die. And I'm not waiting to die.
All right. A-list incognito just said, I try to act like Tony Robbins on first dates. Listen, I bet
Well,
you.
that's obnoxious. He's just obnoxious.
Oh, you're gonna Nathaniel is gonna leave if I don't do if you're not doing nothing. I'm so sorry. I'm not doing a handstand for you. I don't know if you went to college, but if you were to go now, what would you study? Very good question. From for Aggie. I, interestingly enough, I went to college and I studied to be a social worker, which is a lot of psychology and sociology classes. So most likely, I would do the same thing, but I would add astrology. The astrologer that I just interviewed for my podcast called Sex Talk with My Mom, she took a the reason she got into astrology, she took a class that combined psychology and astrology. So I think if I got to go back, I would love that, and or I would do something with film and TV because I love film and TV, and I didn't take that many classes when I went to school on that. So, what about you?
I mean, behavioral science fascinates me. Human behavior, why people do what they do. So I would probably move toward becoming a behavioralist. One of my mentors and a woman that I highly admire. She's my mentor post mortem. So it was through her videos that she had created for the institute that I earned my doctorate.
What's her name?
Her name is Loretta Heroyan, and she was amazing in that she was a behavioral scientist, so she studied children's behavior and fascinating work around children and sexuality. And she was a professional witness in high-level cases all across the country for pedophilia, sexual abuse, all sorts of things, about helping juries understand children's sexuality and how it's different than how adults label it.
Okay. I just realized what time it is.
It's 6:20.
We have to go.
Yes.
Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. You can find me, KarenLee Potter, on all those platforms. Obviously, you did. And Talk with My Mom podcast. Check that out if you really want to have a good, fun experience hearing a mother and son talk about sex on a weekly basis. And then I'm with my very dear friend Nancy. And where can they find you?
They can find me on this platform. You can just go to my link tree and that'll take you to all of my hot stuff that I've got going on. It's Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce. So if you just Google that, you'll find way more than you ever wanted to find.
We're both on Patreon, by the way.
And we're both on Patreon. Yes, Patreon /Dr. Nancy and Patreon /KarenLee. And we love and appreciate your support. Coming here every week, following us on our other platforms, and supporting the work we're doing.
And thank you for the badges. I said thank you for the badges.
Yes, we do appreciate badges very, very much. And so we will be back together next week. Maybe in person. I'm not sure what day I'm coming down, but I'll be down there. So
that would be something nice. Yes. All right, you guys. If you wanna follow us on those platforms, we'd really appreciate it. You found Stacy's mom. Stacy's mom has got it going on. All right, you guys. Love you all. I'm gonna start signing off if I can figure out how to sign off on all these things.
Oh my gosh.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right. Much love.
Love you.
Thanks.
Share video. Let's see if I can do this. Oh. Hello, beautiful looking sweetheart. Thank you, Charles. Thank you for following the host. Oh, thank you guys for following the host. That's me. Yeah, I just did an hour and 20 minutes live, so I'm um, a little bit, what's that word when you're talked out? That's what. But I will try to answer questions here because I feel like I ignored you guys, and it wasn't nice to ignore people. Um, anyway, if you have any questions, please ask me right now. Just don't do anything that's going to get me banned from live because so far they haven't clicked me off yet, which is amazing. Uh, am I single? No, I live with a guy and have been for a long time. Uh, I'm looking for. Okay. I just had to post this, otherwise Nancy would have a heart attack. Um, hello, sister, to you. I love that on TikTok. There's more women on this. That makes me feel good. Open relationship? No. Are you? How have you been doing? How long have you been doing this? Machiavelli. I have been doing this YouTube channel for since what is before 2012. Believe it or not, I've been doing it for a freaking long time. Um, my podcast I've done for 6 years. It's called Sex Talk with My Mom. It's on anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Playlist, whatever. Absolutely stunning and true goddess. Thank you, Christopher. That's very sweet. And so I've been doing this for a long time, mainly because I enjoy it. I like talking to people, connecting people. We just were on Instagram with someone I met on TikTok. 50 is a mindfuck is her handle. I was with Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce, and we do this every Thursday. And I just this is why I do it. I do it because it's fun. Do you think women like men in uniform? Yes, Dominic. I have a feeling they do. And what's your ultimate purpose? My ultimate purpose is to, I think, just make people aware of some of the things that are important to me and also to have fun. And I'm doing this podcast is really doing well, and we're trying to make a TV show, animated TV show of the podcast or things that have happened to us while doing the podcast. So if anybody has any production studio that would love to talk to us, let me know, or anybody who's a showrunner. And that's it. Let's see what is going. Oh my god. Yeah. So that's it. How long have you maybe now? How long have you and Nancy known each other? We've known each other, I believe. I think probably since 2009 or something. We've been knowing each other for a long time. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna get going. You mean Nancy? Nacy. Who's Nacy? I don't know who Nacy is. And I'm so sorry that I ignored everybody here. Yeah, a lot of these questions I didn't get a chance to answer. TikTok, if you pull it low, you will get banned. Yeah. No, I don't pull any. I don't know why guys are asking me to do shit that is something that they would never ask a stranger on the street. That makes me crazy. Um, all right. I gotta go. I'm getting tired. So think you all are cool. Well, thank you. I think you're cool. Yeah, I don't blame you with the trouble spelling. And hello to you, Royal Charles, 54. Does the carpet match the drapes is a rude question. Why aren't you in school? I'm so shocked how many Americans don't go. What are you talking about? Sorry you missed my live, Sealy. Well, we'll be on next Thursday. Next Thursday, we usually start around 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Yep, that's when we start. That's when we start, and we usually go for an hour, but today we went for an hour and a half. Oh, no, 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 no. I can't have this kind of talk over here. Put user in timeout. Yeah, we're gonna have to put this guy in timeout. Okay, you got us a Thursday, and hopefully we'll bring more guests on the show. It's been real fun. If you like this, make sure to follow me here on TikTok. Um, yeah, it'd be great. All right. Thanks again. And I will talk to you soon. Share this video. I saw you dancing with swimsuit you had it on YouTube. Oh, thanks, Richard. Machiavelli, very supportive. My boyfriend is extremely supportive of what I do. Oh, apparently I got a TikTok diamond. I didn't even say thank you. That's not nice. All right, well, the thought was there. Thank you, Jason, if you're on TikTok and finding me here. But I think it's over. All right, you guys, love you all.